All right, everyone, been wanting to take you for a while around my coffee spots I always go to. This one is a spot filmed in Portlandia. The TV show, I've been coming here even before that. Old building just like this, check it out. Should I show the address? Should I be that nice? There's street signs, stickers everywhere. Portland Essential. This is Oblique Coffee Roasters. Just Portland through and through. Come back here and chill every once in a while. And then, oh, somebody's in my favorite seat. Nice. What do you think of Portland so far, sir?
I absolutely love it. Truly, genuinely love it here. It's so cool. Love it.
I'm humbled to be in your presence. This all happened from a live stream for me last Saturday. Mm-hmm. And Eugene's like, oh, Kristo's coming. I knew about a month ago, or two months ago, actually, that in some live stream you guys were like, oh, he's coming to Portland. And I'm like, I thought it was like 2 weeks away. I had no clue. We didn't know each other. No.
And yeah, so then Eugene, after you talked to him, he mentioned to me, and he sent me a link to your Instagram. He's like, this guy just sent me a message and said he's, would love to get in touch with you, hang out. And I was like, okay, and I admit, I'm old and I'm kind of far removed from YouTube nowadays, other than the minimal content I do. And I was like, I don't know him. I checked out your channel. I was like, wow, this guy's like on a whole other level. Like, he's into like indie and obscure niche. He's got really good quality. He's, doing really good videos and stuff. And, you were very, very, polite. And you're like, yeah, come hang out and stuff. And we hung out. What's today? Today's Saturday, so we hung out on Thursday when I first got in here. Yeah. Because I went to Salem first. Interestingly, I bypassed Portland altogether and went to Salem. Had a good time there. Had a great time there.
Awesome.
And we met up on Thursday. He showed me around the city. We had a really good time. Unfortunately, we didn't get to film anything.
I took him to my favorite spot, first thing. We didn't even talk. Airport to my favorite spot, basically.
And but yeah, we didn't get to film. Unfortunately, we are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to hang out and see some cool stuff. Got to try some really good perfume. Got to go to some awesome restaurants and cafes and bars and stuff like that. And so now you had some time in the morning today, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to take you to a really great coffee shop. We can go to this one, or we can go to the one that was in Portlandia. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And it's so cool because, like you even mentioned, like they're really humble about it. They've got like one tiny little picture on the wall.
You would never know. You would never know this is in Portlandia visiting.
Yeah, it's just like the owner and someone else with Fred and Carrie, and that's it.
You'd have to dig it out of him. And I know you want to go back and dig stuff out of him because of his shirt.
Yeah. He's wearing an Earth shirt, the band, which was, I thought at first I didn't know what it was. Earth is such a generic term. It's got like a psychedelic picture on the front, and I was like, I wonder if that's the band Earth. And then, no fail, about 20 minutes after we were there, he put Earth, the band that I was thinking of, on the radio or on the stereo, and I was like, cool. So yeah, and they've got like a live DJ at what? I guess it would have been about 10 o'clock he started.
Yeah, we had a live DJ.
But he's playing like 70s and 80s, or no, more like 60s and 70s stuff, which is cool as well.
Almost. I don't even know the music. Yeah.
I recognized a little bit of it, but
great voice.
I don't know the artist per se, but I recognize the because it's 60s and 70s, like pop and early R&B and stuff like
early
that.
R&B,
blues
almost
and
R&B gospel blues mix.
Yeah.
That was, and then he went into almost an old country or something.
Yeah.
But the Portland way, through and through, and this not planned. Full live DJ, not planned.
Yeah.
So I think a big people wanting me to see is I've been asked to try Chanel more than any other thing.
Mm-hmm. So I brought a few things. I brought some stuff that I thought might be interesting. I knew you had some good perfume stores here, but I didn't really know what was available. They don't have an online presence. And like the retail side in terms of department store, where it's easier to see what they have online, is pretty much non-existent. There's like a Saks downtown, or no, not Saks. What is it? Neiman, or what is it? There's one downtown.
We used to have a Saks. They took that away. They have Nordstrom.
Nordstrom, that's it. Sorry. So yeah, even Nordstrom, not the best. And I knew from what Galen and Thomas had posted that there's a lot better than that. But that's from one of the indie perfume stores that you took me to the other day. However, you guys don't have Chanel counter, which obviously would need to come from a retail department store kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, they mentioned the perfume house, remember? That Chanel left them.
Yeah.
Sadly.
And they're very active in keeping their perfumes out of like authorized Chanel counters, which are obviously big retailers. So I brought a couple things. So cuir de russie, this is the EDT. So you sniffed that the other day really quickly, but if you want to do another take on that, go for it.
Yeah, and I wore it. I did wear it. To be fair, I wore it at dinner. That was my first Chanel. But you guys, I'm gonna update you where I was at. And I kind of explained this to you. Like, so my first day with you was night and day. I smell a perfume. The first thing my nose concentrates on is the DNA, what I'm going to be left with, the aromatics. Watching you in that perfume store with you, and the gentleman's name was Mark, break down top notes and heart notes like nobody's business was an absolute honor.
Oh, well, that's kind of humbling.
And that's how he was. He was humbling. Like, this guy's experience is the real deal. So when I put on Chanel, I was expecting, first time I put on the Guerlain, I got that just... This is perfume.
Yeah, you can. It's fine French perfume. Yes.
All of a sudden, like even my niche. Niche to me is about they're not going to pull off a DNA like a Guerlain or a Chanel.
Yeah.
So that's. I mean, I couldn't wait. That's what I was trying to explain. I'll spray it on and we'll just talk.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the difference between them. Niche, indie niche, and houses like Chanel and Guerlain and Mall, who are, not designers, but, they're fine French perfume by, perfume, like the perfumers are world class. They've been active for decades.
I think IFRO would not move forward without making sure these DNAs are taken care of.
Yes.
That's kind of like I love my Guerlains.
Yeah.
This Chanel is, it's, the DNA is, there's nothing like it.
And, okay, so people would argue that, cuir de russie, it's been around forever. There's a lot of things like it, but this was the first that is at least still around. I'm sure there's things that predate it, but they're so obscure or so hard to find or just been out of production for 70 years. Like, cuir de russie goes back to, like, the early 1900s.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Like, it goes back almost 100 years.
But just that Chanel DNA, there's nothing like that.
Yeah. No.
So when I like Guerlain, I can almost, for me, let me explain if this makes any sense to you at all, because it doesn't to a lot of people. I'll pick, like, if I love the Guerlain Oud, the Kool-Aid. If I love Chanel, then all of a sudden it becomes, it's like food. I want the different top and hearts on that aid, and I want the experimentation after the fact. That for me, that's what. Now I want to go try all these Chanels and just have fun with the tops and hearts.
Yep, absolutely.
But that DNA is,
Yeah.
So even though you say it's been copied, I don't think that DNA has been copied. Would you say?
No, not that specifically, but people are doing the Russian leather. There's a lot of things that are called Russian leather or different cuir de russies or various takes on it, but that's the one that's time tested and true. That is done to that, I would say, flawless craftsmanship that makes it what it is, and why everything now that's in production is essentially copying off of them. There's no other Russian leathers from the era of cuir de russie that are still around that are prevalent. Awesome. There's probably some stuff from small or lesser known, let's say, houses that are still being produced that you can get at your drugstore or whatever, but they're nothing on the level of Cuir de Russie.
I'm with you.
Absolutely.
So later I have a treat for you.
Okay.
I brought my favorite leather.
Oh,
That
interesting.
ruined all leathers
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
No, it wouldn't ruin this. This is my second time wearing this, and I mean, again, this is perfume to me.
Yeah.
If you're going to call something perfume, this is perfume.
Yeah.
This is my first high-level Chanel, and it's flawless. You use the term flawless. I mean, I'm with you. Like there's no pungent.
Yeah.
There's no off remarks. There's no.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Almost.
Absolutely. And you were quite smitten with the other one there next to it.
Oh, we want to talk. Let's talk about this now. So it's a runners. We have runners everywhere in Portland. So the mall. So the only time I've tried mall was in Vegas, and I already had 8 perfumes on me.
Yeah.
So Portrait of a Lady is not fair. What I smelled, nothing was fair. I went to the Creed bouquet and sprayed 3 things on, and then I went to my first Guerlain was after that. Sprayed like 3 or 4 of those on, and then I was just like, it was a Vegas night.
Yeah, as well on top of that.
But
yeah, no, for sure.
These, so.
And I think as well, even myself, I'm warming up more and more to Musc Ravageur. Like, I kind of went from hating it to liking it even more to liking it even more than that.
Your sillage was fantastic. The whole
That's interesting.
Afternoon.
Because you did kind of mention that now and again. I was like, I couldn't smell it on myself, but again, you know, I was tired. I had been traveling all day. You know, I had it on for hours and hours and hours by the time we met up. So I wasn't really. But you mentioned that, like, you know, I probably put it on at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were still out like for dinner at like 8.
Yeah.
That evening, and you were saying like, wow, I can still kind of pick that up off you.
Wafts the whole night. Just and those, I mean, classic perfume or well done perfumes. That's what they're made for.
Yeah, absolutely.
That nice sillage.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
And yeah, Musc Ravageur is a great modern classic masculine. Like, it was released modernly, but it's obviously been, you know, the perfumer Maurice Roussel would have had this in mind much longer before it was made. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the extensive background of Musc Ravageur, but I know it's something that Maurice Roussel had in his pocket for a while and was just, you know, tinkering with it and changing it. And yeah, there's such an amazing background of Mall and, you know, his just world-class perfumers in general.
And to me, there's like a fluffy powder. I get even in the sillage.
Yeah,
it's
the
beautiful.
powdery. I don't know. It's funny because powder bothers me, but I've never really picked up powder out of that. Maybe it's just because it's so well done. I don't find it really stands out much. But
And that's the power of Iris. I haven't looked at the notes. It might not have, or else I might be talking out of my wazoo. But the power of Oris is that it uplifts other notes and you don't notice it.
Yeah.
I've been really focusing on Oris, so it smells like a sillage of powder to me. Well, against everything else that's on there.
Yeah.
To me. Anyways, we're going to go try to smoke a cigar in Portland. It's kind of taboo now. I got a special one for him. I haven't smoked one for like 3 months. In the summer, I try to every evening, just to wind down.
Every evening, wow. Awesome.
It's 80 at night, you know. I'd rather do that than watch TV.
Fair enough.
You know
I would if I could. Cigars are so expensive and hard to find in Canada. It's like, I mean good ones. You're definitely much more spoiled here for those than we are. So, you know, if you say true. Like, you know, our perfume's a little lacking in this area, you got world-class cigars, you know, within reach.
That's funny, yeah. All right, so we're going to do that. You might see us there. If not, this is the end.
Thank you very much for hosting me. You've been a sublime host. I love it.
Humbled.
Love it here.
Humbled. He's so humbling. All right, we're out.